Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the K-3, CR-1, and IR-1 visas. These are marriage visas, specifically in the case of the K-3. These are spouses of American citizens, but it could be in the CR-1 or the IR-1 case, spouses of lawful permanent residents. And we're discussing whether or not the petitioner, that's the American citizen or lawful permanent resident to be specific, whether or not their criminal record could adversely impact the processing of such an immigration case. The long and the short of it is it could. It will depend heavily on the facts of the underlying criminal conviction. You know, traffic citations or something, probably not going to be a big deal. Again, depends on context. I don't want to say that and then somebody says, well, I watched your video and, you know, I previously was involved in criminally negligent homicide and in context, you know, of behind the wheel or something. Well, that's not a traffic citation. I'm talking like a parking ticket. So I shouldn't speak loosely about this stuff. You know, any prior criminal arrest or citation, conviction can have an impact on the processing of a K-3, a CR-1, or an IR-1 visa. Now, again, it will depend on the context. Things like domestic violence, prior convictions or arrests for that can have a totally different impact than, for example, a prior conviction on the petitioner's part for some sort of, you know, white-collar crime or something. Meanwhile, sex offenses can have a tremendously negative impact on the processing of the case, sometimes in a completely legal context and sometimes more from just an administrative processing context. It's our experience. Sometimes those cases just take longer to process depending on the circumstances. So again, it's going to depend on the underlying facts of your case, but long story short, and the thing to take away from this video is, yeah, it needs to be disclosed. It's sort of part of the processing of the case, and depending on the substance of the underlying offense, it may or may not have a rather substantial impact on one's case processing in a K-3, CR-1, or IR-1 context.